I'll also give you this box. It's a magic box. Normally it's hidden, but when you whistle, it appears out of nowhere. Ayla, embarrassed, blinked rapidly. Even though she was not very skilled in magic, she was surprised when he said that he would give her a rare magic tool that she had never heard of before. It must be very expensive. It was not a scroll that could be used only once, and magical tools that could be used continuously were usually invaluable. That's how it is. Because you saved my life. Ayla bit her lip as she looked at Winfred, who was laughing and asking her if she thought the price of her life, the future heir to the throne, would be so cheap. She became greedy. It would be a lie if I said I wasn't ambitious. He could write down the information he discovered and keep it secret, or obtain weapons and hide them. Plus, he didn't have to steal new training uniforms every time he moved. He could safely hide the sleeping pills that were hidden under the pillow in the in-room. Is it safe? Ayla asked cautiously. The magic left traces. There was no guarantee that it would not be detected. Oh. There is security magic in this box. At least, unless you are a stronger mage than the one who created the magic tool, you will never notice it. And it is a secret because whoever created this box is the one who has the greatest magical power in the world. Winfred beat his chest as he boasted that there was no way he would ever get caught. It was the work of the strongest wizard. Normally, he would have thought it was a trick, but the opponent was the one who would become the crown prince. Maybe it wasn't a lie. In this situation she really wanted this box. Instead of the pocket watch Winfred wanted to give her, she wanted this magic box he gave her to hide in. It was a situation where the guests were disoriented, but that was it. But there was a big problem. When Ayla's face darkened, Winfred anxiously asked what the problem was this time. I don't. I know how to whistle. Ayla opened her mouth in a desperate voice. It's a joke, right? Winfred laughed awkwardly, saying it was a very funny joke. But Ayla's expression was solemn. It's no joke. Ayla tried to whistle with a sad face, but the only thing that came out was the sound of escaping wind. Seeing this, Winfred burst out laughing. She herself laughed several times at Winfred's words and actions, but assumed she had forgotten all about it. Ayla looked at him with a very cruel look. Seeing his cold eyes, the laughter disappeared from Winfred's face, who had been laughing heartily. Oh, I'm sorry. It's so cute that I did it without realizing it. He was worried that even if someone gave him a precious item right now, he wouldn't be able to use it, but it was adorable. Ayla's gaze became even colder. Well, no problem. You can change the order. What would be better? How about finger snaps? Try this. Can you make this sound? Winfred said urgently, making a clicking sound with her thumb and middle finger. Can you do it? Ayla nodded and did the same. Then, a light and clear sound came from his fingers. Good. Let's leave it at that. Winfred beamed, as if she were truly happy. Unable to continue looking at him with piercing eyes while contemplating his innocent smile, Ayla turned her cold gaze towards him and smiled lightly. Then put your hand on mine. Just as she stood motionless, unable to understand how to transfer ownership of the magic tool, Winfred reached out her hand. Compared to his still young face, his hand was long and quite big. Oh yes. I, Winfred Julius Vito Pallas, take possession of this box. Winfred closed her eyes and tried to recite the spell. She opened her eyes when she realized that she didn't even know the name of this mysterious girl. What is your name? It was a really late question. He couldn't even say the other person's name after revealing not only his name and status, but also his family's scandalous history. Ayla felt worried by his question. Was it okay if he revealed his name and identity? She had forgotten about him because his personality and way of speaking were completely different, but Winfred was the nephew who looked so much like Byron that she felt bad when she saw him for the first time. It would be nice to trust Winfred and suddenly reveal her identity. However, it wasn't like they were close friends. Furthermore, the Crown Prince was also scheduled to attend Ayla's 18th birthday banquet, so the relationship between the Duke and the imperial family would not be so bad. So he thought maybe it would be okay to tell him everything. Ayla's heart continued to waver. "Do I have to say my full name?" Ayla cautiously asked him if he had made up his mind yet. "No, I guess that's not it, is it?" Winfred shook her head. Thinking of her as a girl with so many secrets was an advantage. "My name, I'm Ayla. Ayla, Heiling." He swallowed the surname Weishafen. I hoped that one day I could reveal it. He was also a cruel enigma for the Crown Prince. Someday, there may come a day when Winfred himself discovers his true identity. Just like he realized Winfred's identity. "Hey?" Winfred cocked her head at the last name she had heard somewhere. Although he didn't remember it, it certainly sounded familiar. But now was not the time to think about such things. After wiping her neck, Winfred opened her mouth in the best voice she could muster. "I, Winfred Julius Vito Palace, assign ownership of this box to Ayla Heiling." Due to the transformation, his voice came out a little cracked at the end. Ayla didn't seem to mind at all, but Winfred, who for some reason just wanted to show this girl her cool side, looked tearful. That was it. Then, a warm purple light shone around their joined hands and disappeared. "Now it's yours." "Call him once," Winfred said, letting go of Ayla's hand with an expression of regret. Ayla felt nervous for no reason and made a noise with her fingers. Then, just as it had happened before, a jewelry box floating in the air appeared in front of Ayla. "All right. Take this, Ayla." Winfred handed her a gold pocket watch and called her name. For some reason, he felt a tingling sensation on the tip of his tongue. "Thank you. I will take good care of him." It was a truly valuable item given to the Crown Prince of the Empire. Ayla carefully placed the pocket watch at the bottom of the empty jewelry box. "The way to make it disappear is the same." "No?" Winfred laughed, making a sound with her fingers. Ayla nodded and imitated the sound again. Then, the box floating in the air disappeared as if it were a lie. "Thank you so much." Winfred didn't know. This pocket watch and this box. The fact that it was the first thing he completely owned in his life. And how much this helped him. "I think I should go back. Before that, I will take you to a safe place." Ayla looked at the sky anxiously. The night was already deep. They had to return quickly. "Are you coming back?" "Hey." It was time to go back to hell. To the jaws of the monster. "Before you go, I have something to tell you, Winfred. The man who attacked you today will continue to do so until you return to the castle. So you should never, ever sneak away like you did tonight. Do you know that you are the Crown Prince? How dangerous is it outside?" But that doesn't mean he didn't have time to annoy Winfred. What was missing from the only prince of the empire who would inherit the throne for him to run out like that every night, ignoring servants and knights? Since he said that he was in the process of becoming crown prince, he couldn't tell him to return to the imperial castle immediately. The best advice I could give him was to stay in a safe place. Ayla was obviously younger than him, but Winfred, who didn't know why he felt like an older sister was scolding him every time they met, scratched her cheek and said she understood. "That murderer, your Uncle Byron, that relative of yours. He's the one behind all this. Don't ask me how I knew. Because it's a secret." Winfred's eyes widened at the next revelation. He couldn't bear to wonder what Ayla's identity was and how she knew these facts. However, before he could ask, he was told not to ask how he knew, so he had to suppress the curiosity boiling inside him. And, just in case. Later, if you find out who I am. Ayla swallowed nervously. He was worried if he could say something like that to her. So, can you tell my parents? I will definitely return. With my parents, without a doubt. I'm going back. Keep it a secret, only from my parents. He spoke with a very serious face. His expression conveyed iron determination. Who are your parents exactly? He couldn't even ask it.